Hello, and welcome to another episode of Denver Beer and Oil. Today, we would like to address some of your questions. So, Chris, how is this going to work?
All right, so follow us on Instagram at Denver Beer and Oil, and there'll be a picture that looks just like this. And then post your comments below and
Questions.
post your questions in the comments, and we will attempt to answer them. So we will.
It's going to be a pretty entertaining video. We're not just going to sit here and answer questions. We've got an idea that's going to be quite entertaining for you guys. So,
Yes.
post some good questions. We don't care what they are, about cars, about us. Doesn't matter. Whatever you guys want to know the answer to, we'll answer.
If you want to find out more about us, ask some questions. Also, we really want you to follow us on Instagram. We're trying to grow that and make the comments there. But if that is not something you're able to do, you can put the comments below in this video too, and we will look through those and also answer those questions.
Indeed.
Luis is making good progress on this car. He got the whole front clip off, and we're gonna do a little bit of maintenance while we're in here, because why not? So it turns out that it is leaking lots of oil from everywhere. So we're gonna clean that up and see if we can figure out where. Replace some seals in the oil filter housing and the oil cooler, and we're gonna replace the belt because it's all coated in oil. And I don't know if you know much about these cars, but when you get into the higher horsepowers, the belt will actually slip off, and then the front main seal, it sucks the belt right in through there. So awesome design, BMW. So this is moving forward. Luis is killing it. He still seems to be on track to finish this sometime tomorrow, he says. So good for him. And
That's
then
cool. 600 horsepower burnouts tomorrow.
one wheel burnout.
Whatever, still a burnout.
And let's go look at this. So you guys remember seeing this car? This is Will's Daytona Violet M3.
The one I failed to fix because I suck.
But she is getting completely torn apart also. So that engine is coming out. And then, if you guys follow me over here, this is an S50, another S50, same engine as that car. If you watch the DIY video on how to pull an E36 engine, this was actually that engine. It was supposed to originally go in an E30 for a customer, but that ended up going a different way. So this engine is extra as of right now. So we thought we'd get Will's car back on the road. So spare S50, go an M3, and then
It's either that or we use that block over there, but I don't know if I trust it.
what I would say is I say we build it with parts from that one, depending on what we find wrong with that one.
I bet that thing broke a piston skirt.
Or ringland. What I bet.
The only thing that sucks about this engine, so this one used to be supercharged, and we did compression on it. The compression was okay, but it never ran right. I'm gonna have Alex go through it and pretty much replace everything. Any wear items, any maintenance items, head's gonna get decked, and I think I'd like to have the block decked as well. And we're just gonna go ahead and go straight to Cometic and the ARPs. Because from what it sounds like on our last video that you guys watched, a lot of people wanna see some E36 stuff.
When Will was tearing down this engine, he did find out that the cams were also out of time. Also.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
Some
And the
of,
Vanos was installed wrong too.
so some of that loss of power was from there, and it might be plenty okay of an engine. Cool, we're gonna do some interior upgrades real quick while Luis is working under the hood. So I have E92 M3 steering wheel and illuminated ZHP M shift knob, and we're gonna throw those in real quick. To get the steering wheel off on these, you're gonna need a flathead screwdriver and a 16 mil. It's way better if you do it on an impact, so you don't have to. The other way you can do is if you take the key out and lock the steering wheel. I'll show you when we get in there, but an impact is definitely the way to pull that bolt out. This is the new steering wheel. It's the way it mounts the airbag is exactly the same as the old one, but I just thought I'd show you guys with it out so you can see it. There's these little tiny indentations, and if your car's never been taken apart, you might not even have a hole there yet that you can actually visibly see. But what you're going to want to do is stick a flathead screwdriver in there at a slight upward angle, and then what you're going to do is you're going to hit this
metallic clip right there.
Yep, that metallic clip right there. Get in again so you can actually see it move. And see how it's moving? That releases the airbag. So you can stick your fingers behind it and pry it, and then there's one on each side. And for some reason I've learned on these, taking the driver's side out first works better for some reason. So you just do that, and then stick it in, and that's all it is.
Butter.
And then once you get in here, you're gonna have 2 clips. Oh, and if you guys are safety-minded individuals, which if you're watching us, I don't know why you're watching us, you could disconnect your battery when dealing with airbag stuff. I'm not too concerned about this for some reason getting power right now because the car's off. There's 2 clips that go on the back of the airbag. You just pry up on the top parts and they'll snap up and release. So, old airbag. If you're doing this same thing, I was looking at these 2 airbags and they appear to be identical. I'm gonna use the one out of the M3 because it just looks to be in better shape, but if you buy a wheel, you don't have to buy an airbag also. There's just 2 clips inside the steering wheel controls to the harness in the column. Just pull those out. And then you have one 16 mil bolt right in the middle. If you can lock the steering wheel, then you can put a ratchet with an extension on there, but that whole time you're fighting against the steering lock. So 1 bolt, and then you just pull it out. Steering wheel removed. Take new steering wheel. There's an indentation or like a cutout for the plugs, so you should be able to put it pretty much right where it was, somewhat right where it was, and then the steering wheel should still be straight. Plug the connectors back in. Make sure to start it with an impact. That was sarcasm. You shouldn't do that. That's not really good practice. But with the plugs, they're usually color coded. So like got a green one and a black one. Just plug the black one and the green one. BMWs that were produced after April of 1999 are dual stage. So every airbag in the car has 2 firing things in it. Knowledge. And then you take it and you just line it up and push it in. I didn't actually compare these before I put them in to see if the M3 wheel is any smaller in diameter, but the leather is much softer. It feels slightly thicker. It's got an M on it, but there might actually not be a whole lot of difference between these.
Nah.
Yeah, they're pretty much exactly the same size. They both have indentations there. If I didn't have this wheel, I would recommend not doing this modification personally, unless you really need that M in your car.
This is not worth it.
All right, on to the next thing. Somebody in the comments mentioned about wanting some 7 Series stuff. This was in the video yesterday, but I don't know if anybody actually, Will didn't talk about it. But anyway, this is a 96 750 IL. It only has 100,000 miles on it, but it has a salvage title. It's been fixed, but everything works in it. It's a nice car. I put these style 95s on it. This is off a E65 7 Series. If you had a sport package, one of those, you got these 19-inch wheels that are really cool. And then this is my wife's 2004 645 CI. It's the same year and color of Diego's car, the one you saw Rudnick break. This is a very base model car, so it has these wheels on it. But something cool about it is it was actually a factory 6-speed car. So when we did Diego swap, this is where we got most of the programming from the modules so that we could make his car act like it was OEM. So I've always liked these wheels a lot, especially on E38s, and this needs something different. It's like super hovercraft fitment and just looks horrible. My wife won't let me lower it or do anything with the suspension, but she is okay with wheels. So we're gonna take these off, throw them on. I think they're gonna fit well. Style 95s are a staggered set of wheels. The fronts are narrower than the rears. So it's a 19 by 10 and 19 by 9, and then the offset is plus 24 on both of them. So let's get them switched over. So I was just gonna put these wheels in this car so I can drive it somewhere too, but I'm actually thinking they might look okay. So we will see.
These might be hot, dude, but Style 95s look good on everything.
Style 95s look good on everything. And 19s aren't too big for these. Like Diego's car, it was a sport model, but it came factory with a 19 by 10 and 19 by 9. Rear's on.
not mad.
Yeah. Doesn't look bad.
The fitment's not horrible either.
I think that does more with that car. 7 Series are cool to me, but I like them a lot more the way that they blend in as an everyday car. So I think that
Understated.
I think that is way more understated than
Yeah.
like. So Hamish, our filmer guy, we got behind the camera. This is his E38. These are the factory 16-inch style 5s, and these are some of the best wheels that BMW ever made. And like even 16s on this giant car still look good.
Good tire there too.
And oh, there's this car. This got dropped off today by our friends at Glen Shelley Auto. You know them. Yeah, I think we're gonna buy it. It's a SMG Phoenix Gold 2004 M3, and it runs and drives just fine. Just needs a little bit of work. So when putting wheels on the car for the first time, it's always a good idea to see if they spin. And if you're listening, it sounds like that one rubs slightly. So we'll be back. I'm gonna see if I can find some spacers to see if I can rectify that issue. And I'm just gonna run these long ones in just in case, because these for some reason are like extremely short BMW lugs. So I don't think my wife would be too happy with me if her wheel fell off while she was riding down the road. And these cars can fit some seriously aggressive wheels. But I don't know. Like I said before, she's not gonna let me lower it at all. I like it a lot. Like, so there's that compared to that.
Oh yeah, night and day.
And then come check out the meat difference in that.
Everybody's got to check out the meat difference,
It's all
huh?
about the meats. Gotta compare meats. So, style 95, whatever that is. I'm pretty sure these are
Oh, those are big boys.
285, 275. So 275 versus 245. But I think it looks substantially better.
Finish off the sides and then send it.
Yeah, I don't think you guys want to watch me do the other two, so we'll just show it to you when it's done. All right, so I think she looks great. My wife's out of town right now, so it'll be a nice little surprise for her when she gets back. She didn't know I was doing this, but she did mention to me that she did not like the wheels that much. So, I don't want to make our channel like a boring YouTube, like show you guys everything kind of stuff. So if you want to see more of this car and like go for some driving videos and stuff, people comment below if you actually want that. But it's just a regular car to, I don't know. Tell me what you think. Like if you want to know more about it and see more of it, that's cool. But it's never going to be like highly modified or anything. So I don't know if you guys care about it at all. But since we put new wheels on this and we put different wheels on that, should we test to make sure that those wheels also work?
How would we test that, Chris?
The Denver Beer and Oil. There's only one way to test if wheels and tires work.
Seems cheesy. Let's find out. I like this. He's got the trajectory so that way if the brakes fail, right into his wife's car. Chris is thinking ahead.
Always thinking ahead.
So you want to chuck her in sport here.
Sport mode.
Okay.
Engaged.
Now she's in first.
She's in first. Is that first?
Yeah. If you put it in sport, it automatically goes to first.
E38 is the resident, or Hamish is the resident E38 expert.
For the most part.
How
You also have traction control.
Oh. Traction control actually works in this car. So, this car has 100,000 miles on it, and everything works. I could show you how many miles it has, but like most E38s, when I say everything works, the cluster doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
But everything else does. Should I put it in sport mode or sport EDC?
Yeah, you want to stiffen that girl
Stiffen it up.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we're good then. Let's see if she'll do it.
Oh yeah.
Engine out of the M3. This is the Dead S50 cylinder 4. Literally has so much blow by that if you pull the PCV off, it's like a volcano of smoke and steam coming out of it. So that's awesome. I probably should have done that test before I pulled the head off of it and changed the head gasket and threw a bunch of money at it. But whatever, I was being lazy. I thought I'd get lucky. It didn't work. However, the engine's finally out. Well, I guess not finally, it was pretty quick, but I have another S50. We're gonna combine this head with some ARPs, yada yada, put it all together, and we're gonna use it for the E36 Boost Challenge that I guess everybody wants us to do. So I think we're definitely gonna be doing that. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for more S50 stuff, more engine building stuff. As always, please like, comment, subscribe at Mile High Euros with spaces on Instagram, at Denver Beer and Oil, and at DBO Chris. And if you're watching this, you're probably already subscribed to the channel. But if you're not, hit that little button, folks. Just hit it. You're good. All right. Have fun.